In this video, I'm going to take you through a tour of the agent interface in Callfire's Cloud Call Center. Right now, I'm logged in as an agent. That terminology is what we at Callfire use to call anyone who is not the administrator, so anyone invited to make calls on your behalf. You may consider this to be a volunteer, so I'll go ahead and move forward with that terminology. As a reminder, right off the bat, I strongly recommend using Google Chrome or Firefox as your web browser. Those are our recommended browsers. Just want you to have the best experience moving forward. This interface, you'll notice, is a bit different than what you'll see logged in as an administrator. But when I log in as a volunteer, I'll be taken directly to this page with a listing of all of the campaigns I've been invited to as an agent. As a volunteer. When I want to begin making dials, I'll go ahead and hit Join Campaign next to the campaign name. I'll receive an incoming call from Callfire almost immediately after selecting this. Answer the call and do not hang up your phone after answering. You'll want to maintain this connection in order to make your calls. On this screen, I can review my script and my questions before making my first call. Keep in mind this screen will be different for every campaign depending on the settings. When you're ready to get going, you'll hit Begin Dialing in the upper right-hand corner. Now the system is dialing numbers for me. I'll listen to some hold music as the dialer attempts to connect me to someone. Callfire does detect and skip all disconnected, busy, and no answers, so you'll only be connected to answering machines or live answers. When I am connected to someone, I will see their information displayed on the right side of my screen. That is the contact information that was included when the administrator uploaded these contacts. Under the contact name, you will always see an option to add someone to the Do Not Call. This will display as Add to DNC. This information will be captured and saved in the administrative Callfire account, and that way these contacts will not be able to be called through Callfire in the future. You also have the ability to schedule a callback. This feature is not available in the demo, so I'll go ahead and describe it for you. Let's say I'm speaking with Carl and he asks to be called back tomorrow when he's not preoccupied. I click on Schedule Callback, select Tomorrow, and when I log back into my campaign tomorrow, I'll be prompted to call back Carl and anyone else with that same request. At this point in the demo, you'll see a Smart Drop feature available. Smart Drop is the ability to leave a pre-recorded message and move on to the next call. If this is a setting that the administrator has set up on this campaign, you'll be able to go over here to the right-hand corner. When you yourself have detected that you've hit a voicemail, at any point while that voicemail is playing, I can go ahead and hit Smart Drop. The system will drop that voicemail and I can proceed by clicking Next Call in order to be connected with the next person, try to get a live answer on the line. The transfer option allows you to transfer a call to a third party. So let's say, for example, I'm connected to Sandy and I realize that for one reason or another, I need to transfer her to, for example, a supervisor. I'll go ahead and hit this transfer button in the upper right-hand corner, and depending on the settings that the administrator has set up on this particular campaign, I could have a preset transfer, as this is showing now, or I could have an open text box where I'll type in a transfer number. Regardless, I'll go over to where it says Transfer Now and send that contact. Let's send Sandy on over to speak with this example sales representative. As soon as I transfer Sandy over, I am now available to continue to make my calls through the dialer, and I can go ahead and hit Next Call. A survey or a question set might be useful to your campaign. The questions and answers will vary depending on the type of campaign you're performing and the settings that the administrator has set up. As I'm speaking with Heather, I can fill out and capture this information live as I'm speaking with her. you'll always have an open note section to free-handedly copy down any helpful information. I'll always want to hit save at the bottom before proceeding. I'll always get that green confirmation that they have been saved. You do have a take a break feature in any campaign. That take a break button will pause the dialing between contacts. Please note that this does not end your dialing session, and therefore it still counts as time logged into the dialer. You're billed for the time that you're paused on a campaign. So this option works for, say, a quick coffee refill. For example, you can hit resume whenever you're ready to be back on the dialer. If you want to take a longer break, for, say, a lunch break, I do recommend hitting end session in this bottom corner here. This will end your dialing session as well as your billing session, so you won't see any charges for that break. When you return and log in again, the dialer will pick up right where you left off in your contact list, so it is similar to the function of taking a break anyway. The end session button is also where we'll end this tour of the interface. That's how you'll log out of your session for the day or at any given point. Once I log out, I'm taken back to my main account page. Before we wrap up, I do just want to bring to your attention the settings bar at the bottom of your screen. You have a settings button, a help icon where you can report any kind of issue or error. The end session is where you'll log out of your account entirely. This settings icon, if you click on it, you get an expanded menu where you can edit your account information for this specific volunteer account. So for example, if I want to go ahead and change the phone number that I want to receive the callback on to get logged in, that first initial callback, if I was using a different phone than I was yesterday, for example, this is where I can alter that information. Okay, that about wraps it up. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to our support team. We are always happy to help. Thanks for choosing Callfire.